Curious what it takes or if you can even refinance your home? Stick around as I get into that in the question of the day. What's going on, guys? Matt in the hat. Matt Johnson Real Estate, powered by Keller Williams Diamond Partners. You are tuned in to the hot list. I come to you on Monday through Friday each and every week around 12 o'clock Central Standard Time. We hang out and talk real estate. We talk properties new to the market with recent price reductions or something unique about the property that I want to share and want everybody to know. I also answer a question of the day that is submitted by a listener of the podcast. And finally, I recognize and thank a sponsor of the week each and every single week. And for more information, how to get your question on air or answer it, as well as be a sponsor, all you got to do is just stick around to the end of the episode. So as you guys come in here, if you're catching this on Facebook, make sure that you comment hashtag live or hashtag replay so I know how you're watching it. For my YouTubers out there, thank y'all for stopping by, checking out, supporting the channel. Make sure that you smash that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel. Turn on those bell notifications so when I bring you new videos, which I do Monday through Friday, you get notified and can come check them out. So the property we're talking about today, the address is 306 South Congress here in Emporia. This is a new construction house. It's a 3-bed, 2-bath house. Does have an attached 2-car garage with 1,346 square feet of finished space. Currently listed for $199,000, courtesy of Real Estate. This is a ranch-style house, like I mentioned, new construction in an area and part of town that has some zoning and rebates, kickbacks from the city, which is something very cool that you should look into and consider. Got a combination of hardwood flooring as well as carpet throughout the house. In the kitchen, it's got a nice kitchen island and open concept with the kitchen, dining room, and living room area. It's got a full basement that is partially finished. Your laundry is on the main floor, which y'all know I love. It's got a covered porch out front and then a deck out back as well. So make sure that you check this out. What is very cool about this property as well, it is right across the street from Peter Pan Park. So if you are a disc golfer, you have kids, they've got that new splash pad there. They're doing some other remodels and updates out there currently. They've got a pond. Or if you just want to get out and walk around, just down the road a little bit is a nature trail that you could just walk out your door and walk into the park and pick it up. You're good to go. So if you have questions, all you got to do is just hit me up, shoot me a message. I would be happy to talk to you about the house, or if you're pre-approved, we can look at scheduling a time as well. Before I get to the question of the day, I do want to recognize and thank our sponsor of the week this week, and that is Thomas Feltz Photography. He does a phenomenal job. He's getting ready to do some more for me coming up, but Thomas does incredible work. He is so great at what he does, capturing those moments and creating those memories that will last a lifetime for you. And you need to call him, talk to him, check his availability, and schedule yours today. All you got to do, I made it easy for you. Click on the link in the description. It'll take you right to his Facebook page where it's got his contact information and his website. You can check his availability as well as pricing online. And I know he fills up quick, so you gotta get him when you can, and book him early. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me, or you can reach out to Thomas. I can put you in touch with him. I would be happy to and just help him out. If you are a business owner and curious how you could be a sponsor of the week for the hot list, all you got to do is shoot me a message wherever you're listening to this. We'll jump on the phone, have a quick call, and see if you are a good fit for being a sponsor for the hot list and partnering up. Then we can go from there and see how it works out. All right. And of course, my favorite part of the day is the question of the day. I love getting these questions because they are submitted by listeners of the show, and I not only love it because this gives me ideas and content to bring to you and talk to you about, but it helps them, educates them, as well as sometimes educates myself. So I love that. What's not to like, right? So question of the day: can I refinance my mortgage? Now, this is something we've kind of talked about a couple times. Um, a couple weeks ago, probably 3, 4 weeks ago, I actually did a video that covered what the process is. So let's take a step back and kind of talk about whether or not or what it takes to refinance. Because refinancing is a powerful tool, like we've talked about, and this helps a lot of homeowners save on monthly payments when they're ready or able to do it. This process takes advantage of the positive payment history that you've made and enables you to lock in a lower rate, obtain more agreeable repayment terms. So, for example, if you started with a 30, you could go to a 15 year or a 10 year, maybe a 20, just depending on what you're doing, and or lower the amount that you pay each month. Now, sometimes you can add the cost for some needed home repairs into your new mortgage loan, which is pretty cool. What I've done is the video that I did uh, a few weeks ago. That's the 4 steps to the refinancing process. I've actually linked in the details in the description here. So all you got to do is just click on that link, and it'll take you right to that episode, and you can listen to it. I and just as a kind of refresher, there's a number of factors that go into what what a refinance is, because they have to consider the value of your home, how much is still owed on the home, what your credit score is, and how you're able to repay the loan. So all of that goes in. Today we're going to talk about 3 factors when determining if you can refinance your mortgage. So number 1, we're going to do a quick refresher on how refinancing works. And again, the part of the reason I'm doing this is because many have heard the term refinance. Not everyone really understands what's involved. So what I wanted to do today is just kind of take a step back before the process and kind of look what it is and explain it a little more detail. Because a lot of people have heard or know that it's some type of loan modification, and what the refinance does, this usually amounts to a new loan that pays off and replaces the original loan that you had. So for example, if you had a 30-year loan when you bought your house 8 years ago, and you're going to refinance and go to a 15-year, so that would pay off that 30-year, and you would have a new mortgage on the 15. The refinance loan has its own interest rate and repayment terms. Again, like I mentioned, going from the 30-year to the 15-year. And this is usually based on the amount that's remaining to be paid on your home. Now, what some people do, and I kind of mentioned this in the intro, it's possible to do a cash out refi. This increases the amount owed in order to take advantage of home equity. So this allows you to get cash for major home purchases, debt consolidation, or other expenses. So that's what the cash out refi is. You can also do a refinance with the original mortgage lender. Not always required. Some people just, like their lender, have a relationship, and just use the same one that originated the loan to do a refinance. Most of the time, I recommend, especially right now, shopping around to get the best deal possible for your refinance. It doesn't turn out that you always get a better deal when you look, but sometimes you can, by looking and shopping, it can result in significant savings. So make sure you check that out. Number 2 on the list is major refinancing considerations. So there's again a number of things that are going to affect the deal that you get on your refinance, if you even qualify for the refinance at all. So, just to summarize again, things that are going to go into consideration will be your credit score, your debt to income ratio, stability of your job, and most of the times the remaining balance of your current mortgage versus the value of your home. So all those are going to be factors that may affect even if you are approved or get the loan. There are some challenges when it comes to a refinance. A lot of times, especially this year, what we've seen people that have been out of work or laid off for certain periods of time, because then you have to be able to prove to lenders that you were off, why you were off, and then still be able to prove that you're going to be able to repay that loan. Uh, in times like this, even though the interest rates are low, there are some economic uncertainty. And of course, on top of that, it was an election year, so that only adds to the confusion, right? Because during times like this, banks may be hesitant to loan money. Whether typically that's on larger loans, not just standard refis. But this usually means that you would need a higher credit score and your income to be a little bit higher in order for them to look at it if it's going to be a larger loan. And finally, number three, which I'm sure most of you stuck around just for this one, is it a good time to refinance? Well, kind of a crazy question, right? Now, this will depend a lot on you as well as your situation. So don't just look at the interest rates right now, because some refinance to get their spending or their finances under control, or to cover the household repairs like we mentioned earlier. If if you don't fall into this category or of these circumstances, what I would recommend is take your time, do some research, make a list of what projects you want, or maybe you want to do it to take advantage of the equity and pay off some of those bills. That's absolutely a possibility, and you should check it out. It's definitely worth doing. Make sure that you still shop around, check out all possible deals. If you know who's doing what, or offering what, and just make sure that you have your ducks in a row when you find that lender and they're asking if you're ready to roll. You've got everything you need. Your credits on par, and everything else is lined up, so you are good to go. So that's it. Those are the three factors to consider when if you can refinance. I gave you a background of how the refinancing works, what it allows you to do, able to do, if you're approved for it. Second one was the refinancing considerations. Like I said, your credit score, debt to income ratio, stability of your job, which some people struggled with early this year because of COVID. And then, of course, the remaining balance on your current mortgage versus the value of your home. And then, is it a good time to refinance? Absolutely. Right now is a fantabulous time to refinance. And just to give you guys an idea again of what the interest rates are. So these interest rates, depending on when you're listening to this, these interest rates were as of November 17th, 2020, for refinance, a 30-year refi on a conventional was 3.09%. On a VA, 30-year refi is 2.87%, and FHA is 2.89%. And then if you just do a standard 15-year conventional, your refinance is 2.56%. So those interest rates are crazy low, and now is absolutely a good time if you're able to do it. If you're not able to do it, don't stretch yourself and try to push to get it done. If it's work, continue to work for a little bit longer. If it's credit, start working on your credit. Need some help with your credit? If you reach out to me, I can refer you to a couple companies that do that, specialize in that, and I've referred a number of customers to get them going. So that is going to wrap it up for me in the hot list. So thanks for watching with Matt in a Hat, Matt Johnson Real Estate, powered by Keller Williams Diamond Partners. I do this because your experience matters and should be trusted with a veteran. So y'all have an awesome day, and make sure you tune back in here tomorrow. Take care.